Oh,
Hi.
we're live. Hello.
Been a long time since I've done.
It's been so long.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've seen each other. How's everyone doing? How you doing, Mika? Hi.
Mika.
Yes. How
I
have
love
you?
Mika's avatar thing.
Yes. It's like I think she said it was me zooming in me putting my makeup. Sorry about that.
I
I think
know. Like, I love it.
AI generated. I
Oh,
think.
really?
Yeah. It just
Oh, I figured she drew it.
yeah. It looks cool.
Your hair is looking fantastic right now.
Me? Really?
Yeah. It's like nice and full and like curly.
I took a shower last night. I dried my hair on a towel, and then I fell asleep.
Ooh.
I really don't do nothing to my hair. I brushed it a little bit, but I tried to brush the back, and then I found like a small mat. Because when my hair gets longer than here, it says, okay, it's time. We have to become one, and we have to mat. And my hair never wants to, like, if I have it below here, if I have it like below here, it's like it just wants to mat. So it's starting to mat. I brushed it out the other day. There was like a small little knot. It was like a bunch of
Is
hair.
it really, really fine? You have really, really fine hair?
I don't know. I don't know. My sister's hair is super thick. It's like I mean, I don't know. Like it's not like
It can't be this big.
no, it's like that big.
Her one strand of hair is this big?
No, when she braids it, and it's one like
okay.
braids it, the end of her braid that's supposed to be small and tiny. It's like that thick. No, it's not that thick, man. She has like curly hair, but like yeah, I don't know, like white person curly hair, I guess. I mean, white people can have like super curly hair too, but like just like it's like wavy curly. It's like
Okay.
I don't even know if that makes any sense what I just said, but like, I guess like it's not like 4C hair. It's like I don't know.
Is it like Nellie Olson hair?
I don't know who that is.
Oh, Little House on the Prairie, Nellie Olson? Just before your time?
I think so, maybe. Like it is there's a good bit of curl to a good bit of wave to it. But I don't know. Trying to think. All I can think of Little House on the Prairie, I think immediately to Anne of Green Gables.
Oh, yeah.
No, I think she has straight hair, right?
Interesting that, like, you're young enough that you don't know Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Way.
Lily Olsen, huh? I know the Olsen twins, but that's
she has like curly, cute, like ringlet curls.
My sister's hair will get to that, especially on the bottom. Oh. And so when she was little, it was the bottom of her hair was super tight ringlets. And then my mom cut it for the first time ever, gave her first haircut, and they never came back.
Oh, that's weird, right?
Yeah, and my mom's hair did the exact same thing. So when she was little too. So like her hair, my mom was born with strawberry blonde hair. And her hair is now as dark as mine. No hair dye, just natural hair.
Wow.
I don't know. Like it's just like because I knew it. I knew with Anne. I knew that Anne, her hair was gonna get darker as she got older. I was like, that happened to my mom.
Huh. I was born with brown hair. I've still got it. Other than the gray.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. My dad was born with brown hair, and now his hair is black.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's mostly black. Well, it's it's got some gray in it now too, but his natural hair is black. My avatar is AI generated. Yes.
You're right.
Yeah, I haven't been doing
art for a year. Why not?
Good question.
Are you still doing the diamond painting stuff too?
Yes. Let me turn my volume down for a second. There you go. Okay. Yes. Let us know. What's going on with that. If you're diamond painting, let us know what your current diamond paint is looking like.
Are you still knitting, Tina?
Me. I mean, I can knit. I try once in a while, but I'm not currently making any projects really with the knitting. I started quilting.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, hand quilting. I don't have a sewing machine, So I'm
Yeah.
hand cutting this up. Because like I don't know, I went to Walmart and there was like a pack of like fabric and I'm like, that's pretty cheap for fabric. I might as well just grab that and I got everything to make a quilt for like $20 or whatever. I don't know. Let me see if I can like. So this is the. Can you see it?
Oh yeah, I can see it.
So yeah.
Oh,
So this.
it's really nice.
Yeah, that's the batting, and then there's the.
Yeah, look at that. I like the fabric.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just like regular old cotton, and these are the. So I don't have any. I don't have any like supplies or anything like that. So like to hold the batting and then the front and the back together, I had to use like big stitches. So this just like thread
Yeah.
holds it together. But I'm. It's easier to see on the back where I've quilted it actually.
Yeah.
I'm like
How did you learn how to do this?
YouTube.
YouTube?
Yeah. Yeah, my grandmother, my dad's mom was a quilter, but she did it with a machine mostly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then my mom, ironically, my mom's mom was a crocheter. So
Well, there you go. You're covering all of your genetic bases.
yes, but none of them taught me how to do it.
No.
Yeah, I think yeah. So yes, I'm working on that right now. It's taking me forever because it's taking me forever. I'm almost halfway done, I would say, with there's a Band-Aid on that. But yeah, because I was freaking peeling. I was like gutting a artichoke. I was like trying to get the whatchamacallit, the choke out of it.
Okay.
Do you know that?
I've only ever eaten a canned artichoke.
Okay. With a canned artichoke, I think you can eat the choke or it's removed because it's all like brined or whatever. So an artichoke, there's the outside, the layers, and then there's the heart at the top, right?
Right.
At the
Maybe I'll
bottom,
just
there's a heart. There's like this. Okay, so it's like upwards. It's an artichoke is a non-bloomed flower, actually. Okay, so the choke I think is like where the petals and stuff come out. Okay, so at the bottom there's something called the heart, and there's all of these leaves. The leaves that if you eat it raw, if you eat it fresh and you steam it or boil it, you scrape the leaves with your teeth because there's a
Yes,
little.
I've seen people like doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then when you get to the center, there's the heart on the bottom, which is like it's gonna be mostly of what you're thinking when you're eating a canned or jarred artichoke. It's gonna be like a solid piece of like meat. Okay, solid piece of like vegetable. And then in the middle, there is this thing called the choke, and it is fibrous. And when you're eating it from the jar, it's like it's like fibrous. It's just like I mean, you can eat it, but when you're eating it like fresh, you shouldn't be eating it. So you have to, when you're done, I do it before I cook it because I think it's easier. And you just scrape out, and it's these little like quills basically, and they're like kind of soft, but some of them can be hard or whatever. And I was scraping the inside, cut in half, and there's like choke like deep into it, so you have to I scrape it out with my thumb and rinse it under water. Why am I explaining this like this? And I was doing it, and I like freaking separate it.
Oh, stop! I don't see.
And I was like, oh, this hurts so bad. So that's why there's a Band-Aid. I mean, explaining this all to say there was a Band-Aid because I needed to be covered. It's a Band-Aid on my quilt. Also because I pick at my nails and I pick at my skin with the needle. So I always I can't stop doing it. So I wear Band-Aids on my fingers after I'm done quilting because I don't know. I pick at my skin.
You're a picker. You're a
Yeah.
picker. At least you're not picking your nose. That's fine. We don't want nose pickers. No nose pickers.
No. Okay. At the moment, I just don't like it. Okay, that's fair. I just diamond paint and read fan fiction.
No, wait, write fan fiction.
Write fan fiction?
Mika's writing the fan fiction.
Mika, tell us about the fan fiction you're writing.
I know. I feel like I'm a little bit jealous that you're writing fan fiction.
Yeah, it's surprising to hear. I don't know. I was just let us know what kind of fan fiction you're writing. Damn, I want articles. Yeah. We rarely get them because we only go to Walmart twice a month, and like we really we really try not to go out. We don't go out a ton, and so we only went to Walmart twice a month, and we rarely, I don't know, I guess I rarely go. And so I was like, last time parents went, I was like, get me artichokes. And they were like almost totally, like, they were like a little bit gone. So I was like, I'm going to cook both of them today. So guess I rarely have artichokes. They're so freaking delicious. Hi, how you doing today? Spring hopping and cooking dinner. Ooh, okay.
I like your avatar too.
Yes. Yes. I don't know anything about it. Like, I know me because but yes, it is very pretty with the green hair and the book, and it looks like magic. Yeah.
Ooh, I'm reading all the practical magic books this month. I am.
Oh, okay.
I haven't started them yet, but they're in my book journal.
Okay. Yeah. How many is there? We said 4 again, right?
There's 4. I think there's 4.
Mm-hmm.
Although one of them, so I need Christina to weigh in on this.
Okay.
Because it doesn't really tell you when I downloaded them, it doesn't really tell you what order they are.
Okay.
And one of them says book 2, but the other ones don't really say. And one of them is a prequel. And so I'm like, I wonder if I should read that first or last. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I kind of don't really know what order I'm supposed to read these in.
Because it might take place in the future, but spoil things. So,
right. You know what? Actually, I just decided I need to look at the copyright date.
Yes, the publication date. Actually, I said that wrong. It might take place in the past, like before the series starts, and it might spoil things. So, you might want to wait on that.
Yes, that's what I understand. No, you didn't say that.
Yeah, I said it might take place in the future.
I was on your same wavelength. Yeah.
Yeah, we get it. Yes, but maybe you could like, other than looking it up, maybe see what Goodreads says. I know you're not, Goodreads' biggest fan, but
yeah, does Goodreads like do I haven't been on there in so long, I don't even know anymore. It will tell you like the order of the books, maybe?
you can click, it will be typically it's in a series, and you can click on the link for the series, and then it'll take you to a list of them in order. It might not tell you like, oh, this book is spoilers for the next book, unless you read the like this book spoilers, unless you read like a little bit of the description, and it might say don't read this book before you read this or whatever. But
right.
I'm probably just gonna, typically they don't have that in there.
Yeah, I don't care so much about spoilers because I feel like if you're reading them in order,
yeah,
shouldn't be like spoilers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because arguably the author didn't know what was going to happen in the next book. Although maybe she's a super, like, she's planning out this whole series of books, from the very beginning. I don't know.
Okay. I assumed it was Good Omens. Okay, I assumed it was Good Omens. I'm obsessed with Good Omens, and the end of season 2 broke the heart of the fans' heart. Everyone is writing fan fiction. Okay, so are we writing romantic fan fiction?
What?
Is Mika writing romantic fan fiction? Let us know, because I know there's a little bit of a romance going on between the two the demon and the angel.
I feel like we looked this up, right? There's the demon and the angel, and they're like not working together, but they're like in this thing. I don't know. I feel like I looked this up and I was like, oh, okay, that does look kind of good.
It is a book, and then I
looked up the movie or the TV or whatever it was on whatever.
There's a book, and then there's a TV show about it. And like, it's I think maybe they're trying to save the world or something like that, or save the universe or something like that, maybe together.
Something like that.
And there's some romantic entanglements between the angels and the angel and the demon. I'm assuming maybe the demon was an angel. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. If Mika is writing romance, Mika, are you going to publish this somewhere that we can all read this?
It's probably on NetGalley. Not NetGalley. What am I saying? It's probably on AO3, Archive of Our Own, unless it's, Archive of Our Own. You can kind of find anything on there. So it's Archive of Our Own, and it is like this huge like fan fiction website that, it's more like mature, I guess, or it can be, than Wattpad. If you know what Wattpad is.
No, I don't know any of these. I don't know. I honestly don't know anything about fan fiction. I mean, I know what it is. I've heard of it and know it, but I don't know this world.
Yeah. So Wattpad is like where like preteens go, basically. Like Wattpad is like your middle school, you're reading fan fiction,
Okay.
you're reading on Wattpad. My friends read on Wattpad. The only reason I didn't was like because I couldn't read. You mean like I was like I can't. I need
Wait,
naughty.
what is it? WAPAD? Wattpad?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm not totally sure.
Okay. Because you never went on it.
I've been on it before, but I never read anything. And yeah, they have an app too. I think it's an orange app. And that is where After was written. You know After?
No.
The Harry Styles fan fiction that got made into movies.
No, I don't know anything about that. This is old for any of this. I've heard of Harry Styles, but I don't know who he is.
So he's a singer. So there's
okay.
you
know a little bit. I do know that anyway. That's all I
know. Do you know
One Swift at some point? Who I don't know who this guy is.
Okay.
Okay.
So he was in One Direction. You know One Direction?
Is that Simon Cowell's boy band?
Yes.
Okay.
So me and my sister, me being like 5 years old, her being like, 12, we were obsessed with One Direction, okay? She had a Harry Styles poster. I had a Louis Tomlinson poster in our rooms.
Who never dated Taylor Swift, because I've never heard his name before.
No, we never dated Taylor Swift. And we were obsessed with One Direction. But a lot of people were obsessed with One Direction. And a woman who was, I think, in her 30s at the time, her name is Anne something. Okay, she wrote a One Direction Harry Styles fan fiction. It was like kind of, I guess now it'd be classified as like bully romance. He was very mean. He was not a good guy. And it was not who Harry Styles is, but it was a college romance. And yes, it was a book series. Everyone loved it. And then it got made into movies. And they were supposedly, fans hated them. They were garbage. Fans of the books. And yeah.
Never felt like a Harry Styles movie. Was Harry Styles in the movie playing himself?
Nope. No. I don't think he has any like attachment to that. I think he tries to distance himself.
I know. He's like, wait, I'm not a bully. This is fiction. Fiction.
Yeah. I read the books multiple times. I read the first book like 3 or 4 times. I really liked them, like when I was reading romance. And I watched the first movie, and like the first movie was like, first I was 13, and I go to the movie theater with my mom to watch After. And my mom's like, no, you're not going to watch the next movie. It's way too like much. Like,
it's like PG?
I guess it was like PG-13. Which the books are not PG-13. The books are like adult. Like they're not PG-13. So they like
movies. I feel like nobody can just make a PG movie or like a G+.
No, they cannot. They're not. No. And so we watched it, and my mom's like, I'm not letting you watch the next one. I'm like 13. I'm just like, no, you're not.
You're like, I've read 17 Colleen Hoover books. There's nothing in this that I don't know about.
I think this may have been before I started actually reading romance. So like, it was actually not. And I was like, can I read the books? And I talked to my mom about it. And I guess she told my sister, and my sister was like, no, you cannot let 13.
Really? The books are not bad.
No, the books are. The books are crazy. Okay. Well, I guess crazy, 13-year-old at the time. And my mom was like, you can't read them. Tina told me you're not allowed to. That's my sister's name. And so I basically begged my mom to let me read them. I read them. And yeah. They were I think that may have been a little bit of a catalyst into me reading romance, like adult romance. So maybe she actually should have
Nora Roberts. From Harry Styles to Nora Roberts.
Yeah.
Slippery slope.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, back to Mika.
And by the way, can I say, I feel like this was the easiest book we ever picked for our Treehouse sprints.
Oh, immediately. Yup. Well, I guess maybe other than the chocolate one, I didn't read the Cozy Mystery.
Yeah.
It's my first unofficial one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really was. It was just like, here's some options. And we're like, okay, cool, this one.
I hope this is a good book. Didn't you say you read one that you were like a little bit disappointed in?
Yes. So I read, I think I said 3 other than that. So I read The Gift, which was a novella, and I did not like it. And then that was just like, so it's a take on, it's a retelling on, whatchamacallit, the,
Jane Eyre. I feel like everything everybody's reading this year is Jane Eyre retellings.
it's not I think she might actually have a Jane Eyre retelling. But it's
Is it the
Gift
teacher?
of the
It might be the teacher. It literally might be the teacher. We might be reading the Jane Eyre retelling.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't.
Right? Because
I
wasn't
guess.
she the governess in Jane Eyre? She was the freaking governess. Jane Eyre was the governess, right?
I don't know. I have no clue about that.
We might be reading. I don't know anything about this book. I never read any of the blurbs or anything, but I think like
so
we're gonna have to rename ourselves the Jane Eyre Book Club.
So The Gift is based on The Gift of the Magi.
Oh yes.
Which I really like that novella, the little short story, but it was bad. I didn't like it. And then I also read what was it called? The Surrogate Mother. And that was crazy, and it was like crazy, like fun, like the first housemaid book. And then I read One by One, which I just kind of, it was okay, I guess. So I did read the synopsis of The Teacher, and it doesn't sound super interesting to me, but I do want to try another one of her books. So
I hope it's super good like The Housemaid.
Yes, like kind of like, I don't know, people love this one as well with like The Coworker, right?
Okay,
so I feel like they love this one.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, Amal. How you doing today? What's going on? Hi, Paula. You're Paula, right? Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure.
I do too, Mika.
Looking for a Fabian?
Fabulous? I don't know what that means.
I don't know. I'm just
explain
guessing.
yourself.
Yes. Yes. Let us know what you're looking for here. Looking for some sort of prompt. Yeah. Yes. Yes and no. At the moment, no romance. Yeah. Mika's writing romance.
Here's the thing. Mika is super romantic in real life, I think. The story of like her and her husband, whoo,
so
it's a good one.
Yes. So this is exciting, Mika. We're writing romance. You have to keep us updated. Keep us updated how the romance is going. Yes. My fan fiction will not make much sense if you don't know the story. That's totally reasonable. I think most fan fictions don't. Yes.
No, you're right. AO3.
Archive number. Yeah. Yep. Where are we at here? They jumped. Okay. The cute thing is that the actors ship their characters, so it's just as much as the fans do. Yeah. I don't like that's I don't like when I don't know. I don't like when they don't really, right? Like there's couples that are kind of like
get into it, man. It's like
in Legacy there was a like gay couple, like the main couple, and the actors shipped them. The actors wanted their characters to be together, like the two girls. They were like, our characters should have a relationship, and they never did. She actually left, like the one actor like left the show because like another actor was like being racist towards her, and like it just didn't. It was not the drama within the Legacy cast was crazy. So this is like Vampire Diaries.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
A spin-off from Vampire Diaries. The second spin-off. So it was Vampire Diaries, the originals, and then a spin-off from the originals was Legacies. And it was just
I feel like I've heard of Legacies, but I've definitely never watched it. Don't know anything about it, but I think I've heard of it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you should watch The Vampire Diaries. I feel like it's a show, like, it was so good when I was, like, young.
I can't get into like the vampire thing.
I mean, it's mostly vampires, but it's not just vampires. I think in season 3, there's some werewolves, there's witches the whole entire time.
Yeah, witches, I mean, werewolves I really can't get into either.
Why not, you think?
Witches, I think because like, I think it's the whole like animal human thing.
Okay.
So even like when I watch the like the Chronicles of Narnia movies,
Okay.
like reading the books, I'm fine with, because I don't picture the talking animals necessarily as animals. I think I picture them more as little people.
Okay.
Which they're not. They're animals. The beaver is a beaver, right? He's a talking beaver. But then when you see them on the screen, it's a talking beaver. And I'm just like, okay, no.
I guess
that's fair. So like humans that then turn into like they grow hair and I'm just like, and the Incredible Hulk. Like I never got into that either.
Okay.
Like,
so
I can't suspend my imagination for this.
So when they turn into, in the show at least, so the vampires, there is some like dichotomy, I guess, with like them being like, are we human? Like some vampires, one of the main love interests being like, I want to be a human and I'm like a human vampire. Like I want to be human. I don't want to drink from people. I want to drink animal blood and bagged blood. I don't want to do that. And the other
blood is also not ever going to be something that I enjoy watching.
It's an interesting show. And then the other love interest, because it's a love triangle, is like, I love drinking from humans and like is all about that. And I freaking love the show when I was like 12 years old, and then me and my mom watched it when I was like 14 or 15 or whatever, but together. And it was just I liked it. But and then the werewolves, they turn into wolves, literal wolves.
Yeah.
They don't talk, they don't do nothing. They're just literal, like, I think that they probably used wolves in the show to like show them there's no talking, there's just
make it more interesting for me.
Really? It doesn't make it better that they're not.
No, because it's a human turning into a wolf.
Yeah. I guess you don't really, do you see it? I'm trying to think about that. It's like, they talk about how agonizing it is because like it's like every bone.
I imagine it would be quite painful.
Yeah. And then, but you don't really see, I don't know. It kind of just like, I don't know. It's not, maybe it is bad editing. I haven't watched it in a while because it was from the mid 2000s.
It's the idea of it. I just can't. There's some things that I can't. My imagination won't kick in on. It won't go that far. Like with Game of Thrones, same thing too with the dragons. Like
really,
imagination just I can't do it. It doesn't work for me.
Interesting.
But I can read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe and all the Narnia stuff, and I'm fine with it, reading it. So maybe if I read the Game of Thrones stuff, it would be different. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, Kiana. How you doing today?
Hey.
Lots of different highs. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Kelly. Yes. Jane Eyre is the governess. Okay.
Yes. I thought she was. Kelly, have you read this? What are we reading? The Teacher by Frida McFadden. Is this in any way, do you think this is a Jane Eyre retelling?
Good question. Yes. Let us know.
If you read it, but
if you read it, how you feel about it as well.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
We're the only ones that can spoil.
I just don't like the romance. I just don't like romance like that. Meet People, Insta Love, Sex After Chapter 1, and Good Omens. The characters, let's just say that.
Didn't like Tina, go with that.
Have 6,000 years slow burn. Have a 6,000 year slow burn. Perfect for Mika.
I don't know. Look, I'm patient, but 6,000 years.
Way too much. I don't know. Okay. I think that TV today is really bad at slow burns.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like when I was like with the Vampire Diaries, with Bones, all of those shows, I watched a lot of early 2000s TV shows. Like that's what I watched. I don't know, because I wanted to, because I like them. And then when I started watching TV that was actually on, like I would watch it every week, it was like instant romances, and I'm like, why are they together in season 2? Why isn't it season 7? You know what I mean?
Right. I
I don't know.
totally agree.
Yeah, so I'm glad that you found a show, or at least a fan fiction community that's doing it right.
Doing it right.
Nora makes her characters wait as well. Yes, she does, for sure. I could say that too. Maybe not in Legacy as much, right?
No, I feel like was anybody jumping into bed in Legacy?
Not that, but
well, the mother was having the affair when she was in college, so maybe. But the rest of them, I feel like, was a little bit.
I guess that's true, but you didn't like the romance in Legacy as much, right?
I didn't, because it didn't seem realistic to me between the daughter and the other guy. But they because I remember thinking, I don't think they're getting together.
Oh yeah.
And you guys were like, no, they're definitely going to get together. And I was like, I don't think they're getting together. So there was a bit of a like.
Yeah, and they had met when they were kids, and then only got together in their 30s. So yeah, there's a slow burn.
When they met back in their 30s, there was a lot of like flirting back and forth, but there wasn't any actual like togetherness.
Yeah.
Early on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Until they sort of decided, okay, let's do this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I
sex, and then we're like, oh, we should be boyfriend and girlfriend, right? They were like, oh, we should be in a relationship, and then they have sex.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But her books generally do have a pretty good. I feel like they do have a pretty good slow burn, especially her romantic suspense. If you're reading her category romances from the 80s, that's a different story. But
right, they're all Dynasty.
Yeah.
There, let's just.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. Hi, Christina. How you doing today?
You're here. Christina, I need help. Christina, I'm reading the Practical Magic books, and you are the expert, and I don't know what order to read them in. But when I downloaded them to my Kindle from Amazon, like only one said book 2 or something, and then one is a prequel, but I don't know like what order the rest of them come in. So help! My plea,
yes.
my plea for help.
Yes, let her know, please. Remember, hydrate or mummify.
Oh, Christina, I felt mummified after my 3 days of drinking.
What was in the other glass you were drinking from before the show?
Tea. That was iced tea. Oh. And this is water. I had some peanuts, and I didn't want to drink water with peanuts. I need a little flavor.
All right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Fair. Okay. Also in historical romances, that is true, probably because of the norms. I've only ever read a couple historical romances, but the physical aspect, I feel like, isn't super slow burn in those, at least from what I've read. I've only read like 3.
Romance. There's a lot of rape going on before there ever gets to the love sex. Not even depending on what part of history you're in. I feel like that is history.
Any part of history, really.
Any part of history.
Those are like the older ones. Those are like with that happening, it's typically older, like in the, I guess, in the 70s and the 80s. I only have read like 3 or 4 historical.
Wait, Tina. 1970s and 80s?
I mean published in 1970s and 80s.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, wait a minute. And here, I may be wrong with this, but so technically, I suppose that is historical fiction, because the 1970s were 50 years ago, 60 years ago. But I'm like, wait a minute. Is that really historical fiction? Like this, I remember the 1970s.
Well, I guess
way back in like the 70s and 80s.
way back in the I meant publication year, but
Okay.
that was a long time ago, I feel like.
But it might actually be historical fiction. It's
Well,
just, I mean, it's certainly not present day, although.
I think is it 50 years, like you were saying, that has to be historical, but then there's
Oh.
antique and then there's vintage. Antique's 100 years in the past.
This is for like clothing.
yes.
Stories of our lives.
And then wait, vintage for, like as you said, items, that's 20 years ago. So
Yeah.
so
anything from the 2000s, anything from like Y2K.
yeah, and in 1 year, I will
vintage.
In one year, I will be vintage. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it's 50. I think it's 50 years, but I'm talking about published. If it's published in the 1970s, 1980s, there's going to be typically rape, sexual assault within the couple, because that was like that's what bodice rippers were. Bodice rippers mean, bodice rippers mean that
your bodice off and
actually.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm
that we all how romantic, and now we're in rape culture.
Yeah.
And this conversation went dark quickly.
Yes. Bodice rippers are when the villain, when the person who's causing harm to the heroine is the hero, she ends up with him. That's what the definition of a bodice ripper in historical romance is. It's changed because we typically think bodice rippers because there's a literal ripped bodice on the cover of a book. And so that's what maybe modern historical romance people consider, but back in the day, in the 70s and the 80s, it was that was the definition of that. I know way too much about this in the publication of romance because I was obsessed with romance. I also have lots, stacks upon stacks upon stacks of historical romance.
I would like to read a romance by Tina, last name
Simeon.
Oh yeah. I would like to read a romance by Tina Simeon.
I think he would. I'd be like I don't write actually. I'm not thumbsing up. I'm thumbsing down to that. I write since I was like I don't know, probably 12 or 13, probably younger than that. I've made stories in my head to keep myself occupied when I was bored. And I do that basically every single night to go to sleep. And I feel like
right now?
What?
Right now, too?
Yeah.
Well, this is why you can't sleep, Tina.
You're
writing bodice rippers, and then you can't sleep.
I mean,
actually, I'm up until 5 a.m.
It helps me fall asleep. I promise. It helps me fall asleep. Okay? And these stories are not something I think you would like to read.
Are they scary?
Well, yeah, I think somewhat. Like they're, I guess violent. I don't know. Like they're like, some of them are like, as we said, like a bodice stripper, like a whatchamacallit, like the hero, like
Roberts and Colleen Hoover. You have been ruined.
Like
ruined for romance.
The hero is the villain kind of romances, or the heroine is the villain kind of romances. Because that's why I started really doing it. I guess not really, but I was like, I guess 14. I was like, there's not enough like gay dark romance. Where's the gay dark romance at? I want female dark violent romance. And so I was like, okay, I'll just write it. And so the heroine is the villain in some of the stories. You would not like them.
I would not like them. I don't like violent romance. I don't like violent anything she says, even though Outlander is like one of her favorite books.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm completely full of contradictions.
And I don't know. So I write. So there's those in my head that I write, like the crazy wild ones, and then there's ones that are more like akin to reality, like normal romances, kind of, but they're like crazy still, and like it's like on the edge of what is like acceptable, I guess. And those are like the normal ones. So yeah. And then I need to start getting into writing cozy mysteries to fall asleep. I need to stop.
I do. I would read that. I would read a cozy mystery romance.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. it feels like it's weird because it's like my childhood. Like that's what it is to me. It's like these crazy romances are my childhood. They comfort me. They are what I knew when I was like 14. Like, it's just, it is what, I don't know. And it's like, this is not normal apparently, but here I am. I don't know. So anyway, we've been talking for 40 minutes about nothing according to the book. So
this is what happens when we don't do this on a regular basis.
Yes, we have to start doing it more so that we can be normal. We can talk to how we want to talk book. We can have normal conversations and not about dark romance every time. Okay, we're saying hi. We're saying hi to everybody. Awesome. Okay.
Lots of highs.
Yes. Oh, what happened? Okay, there you go. We're back. Okay. I just want strong character. I want character to have strong platonic feelings before it turns into romance. I'm demisexual, so that totally makes absolute sense. For the buddy.
I don't know what demisexual is.
Okay, so from what I'm pretty sure demisexual means like you have to have a emotional connection with someone before you feel sexual feelings for them.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that makes sense. But apparently it's known, I mean, this could be something online, I don't know, that asexual people or people on the asexual spectrum write some crazy things. Write some wild stuff. So I guess we're gonna see what happens when Mika gets to the romantic part.
Huh.
For the buddy read, we're reading in pub order. Okay.
Okay.
I do want to read them. Okay, so you can read them in chronological or publication.
All right, Christina, you always read them in chronological. Is that what you recommend? And if so, what's the chronological order? Can you tell me?
Let us know. Yes, that is absolutely true. That was a big thing in those books. Okay, so pub order.
We need to hang on. I got to take a picture of this.
Okay.
Actually, I don't. I can just move them around. This is the beauty of a digital notebook. You can just like move things around. I can move the covers. All right.
So
sorry, I'm going to make you hold that there for a minute. Okay.
No, you're good. Now you're get ready. So
okay. Practical
magic, the rule of magic, magic lessons, the book of magic.
Okay, so that's how I had them in my notebook.
Okay.
Chronological magic
lessons.
Okay, sorry, say that. So I got to, oh shit. Go back. All right, I've got to move these around. Practical magic. Wait, so which is the first one? Magic lessons.
Magic lessons. The rules of magic is the second one.
Hang on, where's magic lessons? There it is. Magic lessons. The rules of magic is the second one. Okay.
Yeah. Practical magic is the third in chronological order. And then the book of magic is last.
Okay.
Where does this novella go that you were talking about?
Novella?
No, the little short story, the 0.5 or whatever, or do you have it all? Is that just the only 4?
0.5.
You were saying that there was a prequel. Is it one of these books?
Oh, it's one of those. Yeah.
I know
it's magic lessons.
Okay.
Makes sense. Let me pull this up. Nope. It just says New York Times bestseller. All right.
Okay. Are we good?
Yes, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, I'm God. Okay.
Thank you.
Hi, Scorpio. How you doing today? Yes. Her name is Camilla. Yes. Mm-hmm. I remember that. I don't want to call the wrong person the wrong name.
I don't know anybody's name.
Yes. Hi, Camilla.
Oh wait, go back to Camilla's avatar. I feel like I like hers too.
Yeah, it is right. It's words in her hair, correct?
Oh my gosh, it is.
That is very
nice. Very nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, you may carry on.
I literally feel no sexual attraction until I love somebody. Oh, okay. I don't fall in love. I don't fall in love without a strong friendship. Oh, that's really sweet.
Is that how you know you love them? Is when you're like, ooh, we got a bone.
It seems like it, yeah.
Ooh.
The author said either order, but yes, I would read them in chronological order.
Okay.
But Nicole said next year, so she wants to read them this way too.
Okay, so I'm going to read them this way now.
Okay,
Yeah.
which way?
Chronological.
Okay, sounds good. Yes. Yeah. Okay, we've gotten to the bottom of the comments. It's been 45 minutes of talking about nothing of our book. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so we're starting. So first of all, I should have freaking made the banners before I came on here. Dang nabbit, I should have done that. I have this, but that's it. I made the background. My remote is. I don't know where my remote is. Okay, you're gonna have to give me a second. Hold on.
All right. I already just looked at the first sentence and I'm like, this could be the best first sentence in any book I've read this year.
What's the first sentence? Read it. Can you read it for us?
You ready? Digging a grave is hard work.
Okay. That's a very interesting first sentence. What's
True and foreshadowing.
Yes. Is it, what POV is it? Is there multiple POVs in the book, or?
No, it's one sentence. I don't know anything else, Tina. I just read the first
No,
sentence.
what I'm saying is, like, is there like a name above the chapter?
Prologue.
Okay, so maybe it's only one. Maybe there's only one perspective in the book and not multiple.
Is that how she usually does it? Is that what the housemaid was too?
The housemaid was multiple, because the housemaid was one until like.
Oh yeah, and then we have the wife or whatever. Okay, all right. I feel like that may be how she's doing this. Oh no, my were just called chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, so the housemaid.
Oh no, but chapter 1 does have a woman's name underneath it.
Okay, so that means that there's going to be a different perspective later on. So that's exciting. And that's what
good, I think.
That's what the housemaid did as well. The housemaid had Millie for majority of the book.
Yes.
Trying to.
And then when we started to get the twisty part, it was somebody else. And we were like, what is going on?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, okay. I'm opening Everend. We're opening Everend here to get my audiobook ready for us. Yes, okay. Frida McFadden has some of the best first lines. I don't normally pay attention to that.
I never did either, but this year I'm tracking it for my figgies. So I've been like trying to pay attention to the first line. And I thought I was going to try to do the last line, but then I think I got rid of the last line thing. I was like,
yeah.
I don't have to track everything this year.
Yeah, no. Let me open the audiobook. Maybe I'll start making my banner now, because it's going to take me 2 years to make this banner. What do we normally say? We say reading. Okay, there you go. Reading the teacher. Can I click open on this thing or no? What do I click on this thing? Listen on Everend. There we go. Still have to use my TV for this. Leaf page. There we go. Okay. TEA HER. Reading the
Have the apple on there. Spoilers with the apple.
the apple. Oh, what?
Yeah, for the teacher, right?
Yeah, they have an apple there. Yes. There's an apple with a knife on it in the cover. Reading the teacher. From, I guess that's what we say. I'm forgetting what we normally type. From CH1, from maybe
prologue. Sorry to make you delete and do over. But
if I can spell beginning. Beginning. There we go. Beginning to CH blank. We're gonna do that for now. Okay.
I'm looking at these chapters and they seem very short. 5 pages, 6 pages, 3 pages. But I don't know how long they are to read or to, like, what does your thing say for listening?
Yeah. So let me go ahead and do that. Let me go ahead and go to the table of context. Where's that at? I'm sorry. Table of context. Okay. So chapter 1. Oh, wait. Okay. So the introduction is 5 minutes long, which is presumably the prologue. And then these chapters are short as hell.
Yeah, I'm like 5 pages. So
yeah.
what? We're going to read to chapter 10?
Yeah, like, okay, so chapter 1 seems like it's 5 minutes. I can't tell. I'm pretty sure this is 5 minutes long. Chapter 1's 5 minutes long. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if this is giving me the time, but no, it's not. No, it's not. We're good. Chapter 1 is 9 seconds. Okay,
What?
I guess the chapter 1 on here is actually the prologue. So the prologue is 5 minutes long. Chapter 1 is 8 minutes long. Chapter 2 is 10 minutes long. Chapter 4 is 6 minutes long. And then chapter 5, or chapter whatever the hell, is 10 minutes long. I'm getting confused.
So if we read through chapter 5, how many minutes total is that?
So that's 5, 8, which is 13-ish, so 22 minutes, 28 minutes, like 30, like almost 40 minutes if we read through chapter 5.
Should we do that?
Yes.
Or should we read to chapter 4? It's 40 minutes for the beginning?
I guess let's do through chapter 4 and then we'll stop at chapter 5.
Okay. Because I feel like sometimes a lot of stuff happens in Frida McFadden.
Yeah, especially in the beginning there. Okay. And then comment. Come on, comment. There you go. Done. When.
Also, who all is reading this with us?
Good.
If you're reading this, put it in the comments that you're reading it with us. If you're reading something else, put what you're reading.
Yes. Let us know. Okay, there we go. I try to make the color scheme match here because we got the blue background, we got the red.
Yes, no. I did the same thing when I did my thumbnail. I was like, ooh, this is a very dramatic.
Yeah. I saw your thumbnail. That's a good thumbnail. I was like, I have to do like a teacher board, don't I? So I did it like a chalkboard.
Oh, nice.
And then the writing is I looked up chalk on Canva, like the chalk writing.
Yeah.
Font is chalk. And we're apples on the cover. I got an apple. We're apples. I got an apple. Apple frame, and so you just put the image inside the frame, and it's shaped.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome.
Yeah.
I have like a thumbnail. I haven't looked.
I was looking. I'm like, what font should I use? I was like, school font, and it's all like happy, like kindergarten, like fonts, and I'm like, it's gonna work. Like nice, like cute animal banners, and I'm like, that's what I did. The chapters are short. The tips are very short. Yeah. I feel like our chapters are normally pretty short. That's like the housemaid was, at least. So we're not reading chapter 5. Yes, we're reading through chapter 4. Stop at chapter 5. I will.
1, 2, 3, 4. Stop.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Which will actually hold on. Prologue. I'm sorry. That would actually be because the freaking thing doesn't say the prologue unless the prologue's 1 page long.
Hang on. I'm just going to flip through it. My prologue is 1, 2, 3 pages, which is probably like 1 page. Yeah. My prologue is very short.
Yeah. So the intro is 9 seconds long, and then chapter 1's 5 minutes long. So
9 seconds seems quick.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that chapter 1 is really chapter 1's in the audiobook's really the prologue. So the prologue 1, 2, 3, 4. If we read through chapter 4, that's 40 minutes. If we skip that, then it's about 30 minutes, 28 minutes. If we actually go through chapter 3 instead of through chapter 4. Or you want to
I can do either one. I can go through chapter 3 or chapter 4.
Let's go through chapter 4.
Okay.
If that works. Okay. Stop before chapter.
Do not read chapter 5.
No, do not read chapter 5. Yes. Okay.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay, I read the teacher before. Okay, I gave it 4 stars. I hope you all like it. I'm going to read Frida McFadden. Okay, you're gonna read that. That's her new book.
It's the new book
that came out the first.
Oh my gosh, if you love that, I'm gonna like cry because it means like I now have to read every single freaking book this woman has ever written.
You should do a thing. You should do your Colleen Hoover challenge.
I know. I should do my Everything by Frida McFadden.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I could probably join if you want. We could do it I don't know, maybe together or something. But I don't know, because I only read 3 other books of hers. And I feel like I remember them pretty well. So
I mean, we're gonna have to become the Frida McFadden book club.
yeah, yeah. I feel like we've almost become other kinds of book clubs. the Hedgehog book club. We only read Hedgehog books.
I know.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds good. Okay,
All
so
right.
happy reading. We're gonna read through chapter 4 to the start of chapter 5. Don't start chapter 5, and then comment done when you're done. I'm assuming it's only Mika reading with us today, as typical is.
But what I
Did I-
like is Camilla can, because she's read it before, she can engage in the conversation with us.
Yes. Okay, exciting. Okay.
All right, cool.
Reading. See you in however long it takes.
Never long it takes.
So I'm done. I figured I would just come back on and can you hear me?
I can hear you, but yeah,
I
there
can
seems
hear
to
you.
be some. You can't hear me? Can you hear me now?
No.
How do I get out of here?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Why don't you maybe if you hop off and then come back on? Okay. Sorry I kind of came back abruptly. I just figured we could I'm pretty sure Mika's done. So chapter 5 in the audiobook is chapter 4. Yes. So we're reading through we're reading to the beginning of chapter 5, which is to the beginning of chapter 6 in Everend. Because there's a prologue, I believe. So yes. Yes, hopefully you guys can hear me. If you guys can hear me, let me know. If you can't hear me, then you can't hear me. So I don't know. I'm listening on Everend, same. But I clicked on chapter 4 and it said chapter 5. Okay, yes. So you want to read that chapter. So it might be labeled as chapter 4. Actually, no. Wait, what? Hold on a second. Wait, let me think about this. Okay, so when I'm on chapter 6, my thing says chapter 6. It says chapter 5 on the audiobook. Let me go back. 1 second. There you go. Let me play. It's going to play out loud.
Chapter 5.
Chapter 5 is the start of chapter 6, and it's Eve's perspective. So the last perspective was Addie, and she was talking about the teacher, like right at the end, with the girl at lunch. So that's what you're supposed to read. Oh, there's Vivian. It did. Hello, can you hear me now? Can I hear you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Yeah.
you. It didn't pop up that you were there. I didn't even see there normally is a guest like thing that pops up, and it didn't pop up.
I don't like that
So,
the audiobook is different than the. This is going to be
yeah.
super confusing.
So basically, from what I can tell, we're adding one onto the number of the thing. So chapter 5, in the audiobook for me, the audiobook says chapter 5, and the audiobook is labeled as chapter 6. So I play it and it says chapter 5, and it's chapter 6. So,
Like in your table of contents, it says chapter 6.
Yeah, it says chapter 6 on the screen. No, it's the other way around for Mika.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's in Germany, I guess. So when you play the audiobook, it says chapter 5, right? When you click play, it'll say something.
And you can't see whose perspective it is.
No, it doesn't say that on there.
Oh my gosh. This is going to be super confusing.
I think we'll maybe be able to figure it out. So for you, when you click play on chapter 4, okay, I'll listen to that chapter. What chapter is it? Don't listen to chapter 5, only listen to chapter 4 and then stop. Have you done that? What have we done? Maybe we have to go back and back into our sprint. Let us know, Mika.
If you listen to a chapter that starts, my husband is with another woman, stop listening.
Yes. We don't want to continue with that. So let us know, Mika, before we actually get into spoilers and stuff like that.
Although, not many spoilers yet.
Not much going on.
Still a lot of confusion.
Yes, I don't know. I always kind of wanted to be a teacher growing up, and I don't know. It's just like now after I was in middle school when I left middle school when I, went on homeschooling or whatever, but like who wants like I mean, I don't mean to be rude to any teachers, any high school, middle school teachers, but I would never want to do that. And I'm like, who wants to hang out with middle schoolers all day? I'm not talking about like you're creepy. That's not about. I'm like, who wants to hang out with the middle schoolers all day? Like they're gonna be mean to you. You're gonna have to deal with their drama. Maybe you like that. Maybe
Tina,
you like.
when you work in an office with like grown-ups, they're mean to you and there's a lot of drama. So
No,
at least when you're with like teenagers, you're like, look, but I'm older than you and you have to do what I say.
I guess, yeah.
No matter where you work, there's people that are mean to you and there's drama.
No, but like, I don't know. It just seems like there's a lot of things going on you have to deal with. Like I think it would be nice to be like a kindergarten teacher where you deal with like little kids.
You've got to, like, people are peeing their pants and pooping their pants and getting gum stuck in their hair. These are children that are like having fits on the floor.
Isn't that, I feel like that's easier to deal with than like the emotional problems of a teenager and like the cursing and the out of the I want to do what I want to do and throwing, like, in kindergarten. I mean, I had separation anxiety from my mom in for the first, while of school, most of school actually. And so in kindergarten, I would like throw up because I was missing her and I would start sobbing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm not cleaning up.
That was not awesome. But like when I was so we didn't have any, like, we didn't have like a behavioral school near us. So we didn't have students that were having mental issues or having like physical, like they were maybe violent or maybe they been through some stuff or whatever. They didn't go anywhere, allegedly. I don't know. They went to our school. So they were also to our school. And so all the kids in my classroom, like, you'd be in the class and like in like 5th grade and a kid would get angry and he'd like throw stuff and he'd throw the desk so it's like, I'm not dealing with that. I'm dealing with kindergartners pooping themselves. I can handle that. I can call 911. I mean, I can call their parents or whatever and we can handle it. Like, we can handle a child having emotional breakdown.
Behavioral problems.
Yes. But a 14-year-old boy throwing desks because he doesn't want to do work and cursing and yelling out, so he's going to stab you with his pen, and I like to stab people. That's a lot to deal with, I feel like. But maybe most middle schools are different. Was your middle school experience better than that? Was there not?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I assume that all middle schools
was not scary like that.
Yeah. And there was like, I could be wrong about this, but I think there was like it was just, I guess we didn't, I feel like maybe we didn't live in the best neighborhood and stuff. So it was like, there was, we had like a special ed, like for like people with like mental disabilities and Down syndrome and stuff like that. And there was a teacher there that was like, we knew this woman, like she lived in like, and she would like pinch them and like hit them and stuff. No one did anything. I feel like my mom probably told, my mom saw her do it. I think she told the principal and I was like,
yeah, no, I don't think you're allowed to do that.
You're definitely not allowed to do that.
The principal did have like a wooden paddle and he used it on high school kids, a paddle.
That's insane. And my grandpa, my mom's dad and my dad, their schools had like corporal punishment, like actual punishment that was like, I guess like legal and allowed. And like, I mean, it was
we had the paddle.
Yeah, it was the 70s, right? Like it was like a different time, I guess. So like that was right. That was probably when you were in school as well. Like
I graduated from high school in 87.
Yeah. I think my mom graduated in 88. I found a picture the other day from her high school graduation with her mom.
She had a fan. Her hair was shaped in a fan up here.
Her hair was huge, big and fluffy. And then I think I found a picture also of my dad's dad and him graduating from high school, and he was like 20 because he was an immigrant and he came from Italy, and so I guess it took him a while to get through high school, but it was a picture of him like I was like, who is this man? Like, who is this? And when I was like, that's my dad, I'm like, what? So, but I don't know, I guess people who live in areas that their school's a little bit different, they would like to teach high school or whatever. I don't know. I'm like, I'd rather teach kids. I bet it's much easier to handle there were kids that had emotional issues and were like kind of violent when they were like 5 years old and 6 years old in our school, but like that was a little bit easier to deal with and stuff like that. And they typically had people that they had like a guard in the room or they had a person who was assigned to them that would and was, I guess, allowed to like hold them and like try to physically comfort them and physically like stop them from trying to hurt people and stuff like that. And then once they got older, it was like, I don't know, just put them in the class of people who don't know how to read. And I'm like, please don't. You know what I mean? Like,
one of my friends is actually I don't know if that's what they're calling it anymore, but special ed teacher.
Yeah. And
the stories that she tells are like, wow.
And that's more like mental disabilities. That isn't like
physical. She has some physical too.
Yeah. And there were kids in that class, and that was in those classes that like the teacher had to like change diapers and stuff like that, and like feed, like would do that kind of work as well. But there was no, in our kindergarten, there was no napping. I think everyone in our kindergarten like knew how to like go to the bathroom by themselves. Like there was like
We
a
had
couple.
napping all the way up till, I mean, not officially napping in 4th grade, but it was after recess, after lunch, we would come in and the teacher would like, we'd all get on the carpet and she would read a book to us.
Aw.
And I'm 100% sure half the class was sleeping.
Yeah, we never had that, which is, I don't know. I heard people had that in kindergarten. Like I never had that.
Yeah, 4th grade, all the way through 4th grade, we had that.
That's crazy. That's nice. That must be nice. We
Yeah,
did
it was
have,
really nice.
yeah, we did have like, we'll sit at our desk and we'll turn the lights low, and if we'll watch a movie sometimes once in a while. And if you want to put your head down, you can. And after like a random test, like obviously not like state testing, you could put your head down and relax and read a book if you want to. So we had that here and there, but we had a pre-K that was like, I guess pre-K wasn't a part of the system. Like it wasn't like a pre-K was like renting the room from the school. Like it wasn't like the state was like, there's a pre-K in this school as well. It was like, no, it was like there was a pre-K like separate from like the state and the way that worked, or our city, I guess, with the Board of Education. So they had napping and they had food that was different and separate, and they had like a different program for signing you out. Like if you wanted to sign a kid out, you like went into the room and signed it in there instead of going to the office. And I bet some of those kids probably couldn't go to the bathroom on their own as well, because they were more like, I guess they were like, I guess 4. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never went to pre-K.
I was in pre-K because my mom works, so we had to go somewhere.
Yeah, my mom. I think my dad was working, and then he stopped working probably, I don't know, 1st grade, and then my mom started a little bit later. Like they weren't. My mom worked at the school. My mom started volunteering at my school because I had separation anxiety, and then became a lunch lady and started getting paid for it eventually. So
Ooh, the lunch lady. Your mom was a lunch lady.
my mom was a lunch lady.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
And so it would be like, I would like flip out in the morning, like, I don't want to go, I don't want to be for you. And she'd be like, just wait until 12 o'clock. Just wait until lunch. You'll see me.
Pizza for lunch today.
Yeah, yeah. Just wait until lunch. You'll see me. You'll get to hang out with me for like an hour, and then you'll have to go back. Like, and then you'll see me at the end of the day. It'll be fine. So that was like, yeah. But it was bad. Anyway, sorry, I'm chewing gum. Okay, where are we at? So what did we think of just the chapters in general? Like, what were our feelings about it as we go through these? Some of the comments here. What did you think?
I love the writing style that just keeps it going.
Okay, I agree with that. I can see that. Yeah.
Keeps it going. We're like getting information. Yeah, it's not like bogged down in anything. I'm a little bit like, okay, what did happen between Addie and Mr. Tuttle?
Yes, for sure. I can totally. I don't know. I don't like. It's surprising that no one, like, first of all, we don't even know what happened. We don't even know, like, it seems like he was fired for maybe sexual assault, but it seems like there wasn't sexual assault. Like, she's like, nothing happened between us, but people think it did. It's also like, if your daughter is like, if there's something going on where your daughter may have been sexually assaulted by a teacher and they get fired, you move them to a different school. Like, I don't like.
Well, it also seems like the mom, Addie's mom, doesn't maybe know the seriousness of what happened, but maybe nothing happened. Like, we don't know what happened. Because Addie's mom doesn't seem to think it's any big deal.
Yeah.
And I don't know what Addie did. Like, that's the thing. What did Addie do?
Yeah. And it's like, maybe, like, it seems like teachers, it wasn't like a crime thing. It was more like people, it wasn't like he actually got arrested. It was like people were calling in and complaining, and they eventually just fired him.
Who do you think is digging a grave?
Exactly. We don't get a name with that. I don't know. It's interesting. I guess she writes a lot of like domestic thrillers where like it's like a wife with a husband she doesn't love anymore, and it's like, girl, leave. Like, girl, leave.
I feel like there's this whole like gorgeous husband and dowdy wife situation
Yeah.
happening quite a bit. And I'm like,
Yeah, and I feel like there's going to be parallels between Addie and Eve, because Addie and Eve, like Eve was looking at Addie and was like, "You look like me when I was younger," and I feel like there's going to be parallels within, like, he's a little bit older than her too, so maybe there's something going on there.
early prediction.
Hmm.
I think Addie and Eve killed Nate.
I hope so. I hope this one gets interesting. Like I first was like, this is boring. We're just like,
I'm going to be really sad if I just guessed the whole thing, but
I mean, what else could happen in this book?
yeah, a lot. We're only on chapter 4.
She says
Or
nothing
5.
happened. She says nothing happened, but everyone knows what she did. It's like, what did she do?
I don't know what
Yeah, it's. I feel like I don't know. It's a little bit, to me. It's a little. The plot is a little bit boring, and that's when I was reading the synopsis. Like, it's a little bit boring, but I don't know. I hope that it gets interesting with some sort of murder plot.
I don't think it's boring, but I think like she's being
Sorry.
very cagey at the beginning right now with the
Yeah.
whole what actually happened with the
Mhm.
teacher.
Yes, which I just want like an answer to. It's just like, I don't know. Right about what? What is right?
I don't care. Everything we're saying is right, and that makes me happy.
Let's just go with that. Yeah. I think Eve. Okay, yes, because Eve's
Ooh, okay.
older, so it seems like that would make more sense. I don't know. I hope something really crazy and interesting happens, because I'm like, it's like, you, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, you just kind of, with situations in high school. I was never in high school, so I don't know.
Look, I'm sure this is going to be something really crazy and cool because everything I've ever read from Frida McFadden has told me that this is going to be crazy and cool.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. I mean, maybe the start of like with the start of the other one I read, the start's like pretty normal. It's like there's a little bit of like weirdness going on between the husband and wife. Typically in her books, the wife hates the husband right off the jump. She's not really into it. You know what I mean? Even in what was it, 5, 1 by 1, and then also in The Surrogate Mother, the husband and wife are not like absolutely slaying together. They're not in it. Nothing, things are not good between them. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm hoping something happens quick here. She's always portrayal, okay, the husband as being uber attractive and the wife is being dopey. Yes. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think, like, I guess, yeah, because in the one in the Housemaids, in the second one, the Housemaid's Secret, right? Okay. Or the Housemaid's Secret, right? So the second book?
Housemaid
The second one?
Secret, or She's Watching. I can't remember.
Let's just say the Housemaid's Secret. The second one.
Secret, or She's. Oh no, I think the second one is The Housemaid is Watching, because the third one she had the secret.
Okay,
right?
Housemaid is Watching.
The other one that the other housemaid knew about.
Yeah. So in the second one, okay, she was like, there was also a very attractive husband in that book, right? Okay. So like it was lots of attractive husbands everywhere in the first book and third book. Yeah.
Here's what I don't like.
Mhm.
And this probably says more about me and our culture and how I've bought into this like concept.
Okay.
I don't like this idea, and it's not about how she wrote the book. It's just a cultural thing or whatever.
Yeah. Mhm.
I don't like that by her putting in that he's super attractive and she's not, it immediately makes me, and probably a lot of other people, but I don't want to speak for anyone else. It makes my brain go, ooh, why did he marry her?
Yeah.
Right? Like, what's going on there? That there's an imbalance of power or something. All of it. And here's why I hate it. Because it's only based on the fact that the guy's super attractive and the woman's not. And I'm
Yeah.
like, this is like the worst. Like, I'm judging this woman because she's not attractive. And I'm judging this man because he married it. Like, it's awful.
Yeah.
Shouldn't
And
be
it's also,
but this, I don't like that is the vehicle for us to be like, ooh, there's something going on in their marriage because like she's not attractive and he is. I don't
yes,
like
I
that
think
makes
that also it's like in a real life, normal human, not fictional crazy character marriage. Okay, he probably thinks she's more attractive than him,
right?
but in this fictional scenario, it's also like this is all viewing marriage as like like as not as like a as not what it should be. Like
Right.
all of the in marriage should not be
Like, I don't know why they
one.
can't be equally attractive.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Like she won and she's like the perfect life. It's like, what do you mean she has the perfect life? Like she's married, she has a house. Like that's why is that the perfect life? And the thing of like, oh, she won, she got it. It's like, no, she just has a life and you have a life, and like who gives a shit? Like, I don't know. Like that to me is very like, do people actually see it like that? Like, oh, you have a pretty wife, blah blah blah. It's like, do people actually see marriage like that in real life? Or is that just like
yes, we do.
that's not like that's not marriage should not be like marriage to me
No,
marriage
everybody looks at couples and goes, how did you guys get together? Or they go, oh yeah, I can totally see you guys. Like, yeah.
no, but like what I
And
mean
it's
is
all
like
just based on physical appearance.
yeah, or but I'm talking about like the perfect life. Like she has a nice job, he has a nice job, they have a nice house, they have a nice one of them is pretty.
Well, talk about that. They don't have nice jobs, and she's wearing Jimmy Choo's.
Yeah, something's going on because she's lying to him about
She's
how
wearing
attractive freaking
$1,000
boss new.
bills, and she works as a math teacher, and her husband is an English teacher. I'm like, this. There
See,
is something else going on.
okay,
There's somewhere else they're getting money because, like,
or at least she's getting money because he has old shoes, right?
right.
What I'm saying is like that I mean that's true, but it's like I think a teacher is considered like a good job to have. It may not be giving you money, but it's a great a lot of money, but I think it's like a good job. And it's like, why is that the debt? Like why is that like the borders? Like, oh, you have a good marriage, you have a nice job, you have you have a good life, you have money, you have a good job, you have a pretty husband, like your life's good. It's like that's not even close to being like maybe her life's good because she likes it. Maybe it's not because of all of those other like when my siblings, two of my siblings are married, and it's like they weren't like, oh, like this person, like it wasn't like that. It was just like they fell in love and then they both eloped. So I've never had the experience of like going to a wedding and it being like this big thing of like it's like they loved each other, they were together for a while, they'd already lived together, they wanted to be married and they got married and that's that. They didn't have a house. They had got a house after they got married. Like it was just like they just loved each other and there was nothing else to it. There was no I don't think there was any other reason they got married other than they wanted to be married. Like my mom and dad aren't legally married. They say they're married, but they never just got because they didn't want to. Because they're content with they're just they like each other and therefore they want to be together the rest of their lives. That's it. Like I don't know, we just have this concept of marriage that's very like transactional, I guess.
Yeah, I think marriage is a transactional event. No,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I guess.
We'll see what Mia thinks when she writes her romance.
What do you mean by what do we mean by transactional? I mean like you're a good person in our you do the things people do in our society. Maybe this is really 50s, I don't know. Like you're kind of pretty, you got a nice job, you look nice, you act nice. We should marry to have a content normal life, to have like a normal stereotypical normal life. That's what I mean by transactional. What do you mean? I'm curious now.
Oh, I just mean I think people get into marriage because you do something for me that I can't do for myself. I do something for you that you can't do for yourself. It's an exchange of value, which may be money, may be power, it may be prestige, it may be love and affection, right? But I think it's an exchange of value. Otherwise, you don't get into it. If there's nothing in it for you, you're not getting into a marriage. I don't think.
But shouldn't you be? I think marriage should only be about love, and I think it should be about other things. I think
I
that you have to be
actually
like
married, because I feel like I'm setting forth, I'm like postulating, and I'm like, I'm not a married person necessarily. So don't listen to anything I'm saying.
oh, you're not. I
Yeah, no, I'm not
I'm
married. I can't imagine myself ever getting married. Not that I'm opposed to it, but it just like it was never
okay.
not my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I'm a
would like
single
to. I don't know.
without the cats.
Yeah. And if I, if I fell in love, I would want to get married. Maybe that's for
What if
religious reasons.
you
Maybe.
loser? You fell in love with a loser, you're
What?
still gonna get married? You fell in love with a loser, you're still gonna marry him.
Because I love him. Well, I
Hmm.
think that it's also. I think there's another step to marriage, and not just marriage, relationships. This is relationships in general. I think marriage and relationships. There is like you said, exchange of like there should be good things you like about the other person on days when you're not in love with them. You're choosing to commit with this person for the rest of eternity. You should have a connection. You should be partners. I guess that's really it. You should be partners in life. You should be life partners, and you should be able to be there for each other, protect each other, support each other when the other person is sick, when the other person is ugly, when you hate the other person just because you're not feeling good that day, just because you're not in love with them for a couple years. You should be able to have a partnership that hopefully will last eternity. That's how I view marriage.
But that's love. That's not marriage.
Then if you are romantically, if you love someone and there's romantic and you think, together would be good, then get married. I don't because like it's not like my sister married someone just because he has money, or I don't know if he has money. I don't know. I don't care. Like they're good together, and then they've been together for 4 years, right? And they eloped in their kitchen, and they lived with roommates still, and like
But they were perfectly happy being in love.
yeah.
So there's something else that pushed them to get married, right?
Uh,
Like your parents, perfectly happy just being in love.
mhm. I guess I guess I view marriage as an extension of that just confirms to society, confirms to the law, and then majority of the time on top of that confirms to your religion, confirms to God, your God, that you are set for the rest of it. I mean, you're locked in. You're locking it in. As just confirming to other people. That's how I feel. But I don't think your relationship should change after you get married. It should just be the same. I feel like because you felt if you changed, then you're not with the person that you wanted to be with, right? Like
I
that's how
guess except change. We're not the same people we were 10 years ago. We're not the,
no, no. But I'm saying
change.
like you don't immediately change after you get married. You become a different couple. You have a different lifestyle, but you can change over time, and that's the point. Is you love each other through those changes, and you stay together, and you stay a partnership, and you stay healthy and comforting through all those changes. I don't know. Why do we get into some interesting conversations over here that are not about the book? I don't know. I mean, maybe somebody with married parents parents who are legally married would see it differently. I don't know. Or families who actually had big, huge weddings and not eloped would see it differently. But anyway.
I think the love view of marriage is very popular, but I
I,
also think the divorce rate is 50% or more. So the love view of marriage is maybe not sustainable.
I don't know. Yes, okay. Sorry about that. Okay. It sounds like he's probably gaslighting her into feeling inferior. That might be true.
I feel like there might be something bad about Nate. You can't make somebody too perfect at the beginning of the book and then have us not be like, oh, there's something else with Nate. Not as perfect as he seems.
Because what's her name? Nina. Nina had the perfect life on the books, and you know what I mean? So. Right. So. This is so strange to me. Do people really think about couples? Do you think about the attractiveness of the other person? I would say, sometimes I think sometimes when I'm being superficial when I say this, like when I say it, I'm joking kind of, but like like this is mean. Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn. I'm like, you like you're no longer with what's his name? Tom Hiddleston for Joe Alwyn.
I mean, people make fun of
Are you still there? You're frozen, I think.
all the time when they
Hello?
marry like regular people.
Yeah.
Hugh,
I
Hugh Jackman
don't
and
know.
his Pierce Brosnan and his wife.
Mm. And it's like, I don't know, like what other couples I think that are just a little bit like, but it's also like sometimes I'll like Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Sometimes I'm like, that's crazy that she's but most of the time it's like, that's crazy that he's with her and he looks like that. Like it's mean. They just so mean.
I know, we're all judging everybody's relationship, I think, but just not solely, but our very first glance, the same way we judge people, right? On first glance, people we don't know, we look at them and we like judge them based on what they're wearing or like how they've cut their hair or what shoes they have on, right? Like we're terrible about that, but we do.
Yeah. I think there's a reason we do. Like I was watching Love is Blind. I started watching Love is Blind, and that's you know that show?
Yeah, I do.
Like it was just crazy because they never when they met each other and then their relationship slowly started falling apart. They never just admitted, hey, we're not physically attracted to each other. And they like there was a couple that was going through it season 1, and they were just like, you should have just told him when you met him, no, we can't get married. I'm not super attracted to you.
Yeah, all of these people are like, oh, I don't care what they look like. I just want them to like have a good personality and be funny and be kind. And I'm like, I feel like I would never say that. I absolutely care what they look like.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel like
I'm vain and shallow, but I do. Like,
yeah.
I do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because you have to be attracted to this person.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You have to stare at their face hours and hours and hours every single day for the rest of your life.
Smell their breath, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think that the important dynamic is that it's not just their physical attraction, because the physical attraction will probably fade. Will fade probably maybe even quicker if there isn't an accident or something like that. Something happens, you mean? Yeah. But I that physical attraction is definitely important. Yeah, I don't like these people are like, we don't care, and then they literally care, and it's like, oh damn, you mean? But I haven't started season 2 yet because I'm like, I started season 2, I was like, so I watched like half episode 1. I was like, I'm done. What
did you think? Yeah, okay, so why would the husband's attractiveness mean he's a catch? What did you think when you were reading this, the husband is really attractive and she's not? Does that like make you think anything about the relationship, or were you just like, I don't know what you guys are talking about right now?
Yeah, I wasn't like thinking that he's like perfect or whatever. Like he seemed fine. Like we didn't really get a lot of emotion from him in that moment. Like he seemed pretty content with their arrangements of the kissing and stuff like that. Like he didn't really like. He seems like a fine guy. I mean, it wasn't like anything special. He wasn't like super a catch, but I'm sure there's more to it. I didn't think, oh, he's hot, so he's a catch. It's like you can be hot and be like dumb as hell. Like you can be hot and be the worst.
Right. I just think it's this whole like everybody has their celebrity crush that they're allowed to cheat on their husband with, like jokingly, right? Or whatever. But it's that whole thing. Nobody's picking nobody's picking Mr. Bean as their celebrity crush, right? Even though he might be super funny and super kind and super whatever. We're picking Brad Pitt. We're picking Jude Law. We're picking Colin Firth, right? We're picking attractive people because they're a catch.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and that's, I guess, that's because that's the only part that matters physically, right? Because it's like you don't know someone's inner dynamics when you first see them. She found a catch. He's a catch. He's a literal catch. She caught him,
Yeah.
and that's it, right? Like it's only, oh my God, your husband's so great because he's hot. It's like he might be, I don't know, what's his name? You know what I mean? Like I forget his name, but like I don't know, some other specific uh characters, Frida McFadden characters. You know what I mean? Like not spoiling anything, right? Like we don't know, I guess.
We don't know. We don't know what. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, he could be boring and mean. He absolutely could be.
It could be. I feel like he is going to be mean. I feel like that's what's coming.
Yeah. And maybe there's something going on with like you said, maybe that may. I almost said hopefully. They're probably burying his body. And there's a book
Or
like that.
Nate and Addie are burying Eve.
I was gonna think you were gonna say the opposite of that. That Nate and Eve are burying Addie, which I hope doesn't happen. That'd be crazy. There's a book pretty similar to this where a woman murders her husband and then hides him, and then his body goes missing. And he's a teacher at a school. And yeah,
I wonder why the other person involved in burying this body ran off. Like, why are they not there digging with whoever is digging?
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe there's something with like they have to go do something or something like that. Like they have to like, oh, I got to go back to something. I don't know. That doesn't make no sense. I think I've never thought about somebody's clothes or hairstyle.
I wonder if this is a cultural thing then.
I think I've even it says that I think
if we're hyper in the US, we may be like Butharlar and the UK too, with like tabloid gossip and all that. We may be terrible human beings.
I think someone's hairstyle and certain parts of them are the most attractive, and like clothing is like the most attractive parts. Maybe that's, I don't know, asexual of me or something like that. Cause like, I feel like pretty sure I'm asexual somewhat, at least. I don't know. And it's like their hair, if they don't dress cool, you know what I mean? And maybe that seems their style probably will change. My style has changed, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like hairstyle and outfits are very important. You know what I mean? Like I'll watch it. I watch girls on YouTube and I'm like, she's really pretty. Oh my gosh, her clothes are so cool. You know what I mean? And like that's a part of it. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that
all you can go on is the initial impression? We all form impressions, people, based on hair, clothes, height, how many times you blink when you're talking to us, right? We all have these little cues that we look at that don't know anything about you.
Yeah, eyes as well. Eyes are really important, I feel like. Yeah. Interesting. I don't know. Like, I also feel like I judge people's like smartness and their like correctness and their like moral standing based on the way they look too, which is like, I was in I don't know what class it was. It was like in middle school, obviously, or elementary school, and I was like, I'm gonna cheat because like I don't know the answers. So I'm about to cheat. I'm making the decision, first time cheating, and I'm like, I don't know, 7 years old or something like that. I'm like, the girl next to me is a really good drawer. She can draw really good. She's the person that's correct to cheat on with these math answers or something. Like the only ability was that she could draw very well. That was the only thing. And now I'm watching these political people on YouTube and I'm like, they must be morally correct because they're pretty and they wear like cute outfits. Duh, you know what I mean? Like, so I need to like.
Now, the nice thing about TV pundits, though, is then they speak, and you're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, you're a moron."
No, they speak.
So Like you do learn more about them as they speak. But yeah, if you're just looking at someone, it's like.
And they speak, and the thing is yes, you're hearing their thoughts, but also their voice is really pretty. So maybe I need to start watching like male political commentators instead of like.
Maybe you need to start listening to their words.
Maybe I should start watching listening to podcasts instead of watching them, because
I just want them, but we should listen to what they're saying more than like if they're giving us more information about themselves by like speaking words into the air. We should listen to the words they are speaking into the air.
I try to. It's just she's so pretty, and her outfit is like a farmer outfit, and I want to wear that outfit. And then her voice is like, it's just like she's right, clearly, about that, because she's like, that's literally it is a problem. And I've always had this problem. Like I don't know what to do to not have this problem, because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stop doing that, and it's like, but she's right, clearly. I'm like, why do I think she's right? And I'm like, because she talks like really like concisely. Like she says things the way you're supposed to talk. The way you're supposed to talk. Where did I get that from? I don't. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Don't ask me for any like philosophy answers, because I don't have any. I don't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything to me that he's attractive. It does matter sometimes that doesn't seem affectionate, affectionate to me. Okay, so it matters more.
There's no affection in this relationship.
Okay, so sweetness.
3 kisses a day? They just 3 kisses a day? That's not like affection.
No. Mm-mm. And they don't seem like they're like really like physically close other than that. They're just like stand next to each other, not looking.
Right.
Like it's just, I don't know. No. Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hi. Hi, Courtney. How you doing today? Oh, you read the t-shirt too. Okay. You enjoyed it. Okay, cool. I'm
It's gonna be good. This is gonna be good.
It is gonna be good, yes. Mm-hmm. They don't want to do the work of shoveling. Okay, yes. No, they don't. Okay, that's when the other person left. Okay, because they were like, I'm done shoveling. Then maybe it is Addie. Maybe it is like a younger person who's like, I'm done.
Or maybe it's that dick, Nate. He doesn't want to get his pretty hands dirty.
Now we're starting to judge him in reverse. He's a
I think we're totally judging based on stuff we don't even know. This is what we do on YouTube. We judge characters.
Yes. People will judge us by watching this, and I will judge the people I'm watching based on the way they look. Whatever. But I did make my bed in the last spring, so you cannot judge me based on the fact that my sheets were messed up and that I was wearing pajamas. Right. Well, so maybe it's because because of the not sexual attraction thing. That's very fair. Yeah. Say hi. Okay. You make me feel like I'm an alien. It does matter to me if someone is funny or kind, and has interesting hobbies. Absolutely. I can totally agree with that. Yeah.
That's absolutely true. But this is stuff you don't know until you get to know them. So like I'm literally just talking about first impressions. Tina seems to be talking about more than that when she's listening, watching some beautiful woman just like spouting who knows what. But yeah, like it matters to me. I wouldn't want to be in a relationship with somebody who wasn't funny or kind or do interesting things. I mean, I want them to be attractive too, but everyone finds something different attractive.
Did I freeze? What happened?
You froze. You went.
Again, we've been gone since you said. Tina seems to do the opposite when she's watching.
Oh yeah. I was like, I care about people being funny and kind and doing interesting things. I also want them to be attractive. But what's attractive to me is not attractive to like a lot of other people in the world, including most of my friends, which I think is how we can be friends, right? Because we're not attracted to the same kinds of people.
And yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah.
Like Brad Pitt, not attractive to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of people that everyone is like, they're so attractive. Like, what's his name? The guy who's in Star Wars, who's in the newer Star Wars movies, who's
If it's not Harrison Ford, I'm not going to know.
it's not Harrison Ford. It's what's his name? He has like a black bob, and he wears like leather pants in the movies, and he's with he like has a will they won't they romance with a newer girl. My cat is screaming. Holly. I'm not attracted to him, and everybody is attracted to him. So, yeah. I don't believe in the hype of looks. That's fair. That's fair.
You think it's all hype?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's fair for long term. But when you see someone the first time, I don't know. It absolutely is biased.
For sure, it absolutely is, and we've been conditioned by our culture to do that.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
to break that conditioning is tough.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's why it doesn't make sense to me to be attracted to someone, because I know what they are like. Okay, well, I guess that's fair. Yeah. Pitt used to be attractive.
See, and I think he's more attractive now that he's older and like scruffier.
Okay.
I always thought he was like too pretty.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm imagining him now, and I would say probably yes to that.
He's a little dirty. Like he just seems a little dirty. But
I like men who look like that. Like I like the older the person is, to me, the better. Like the more attractive they are. When I'm watching a show, I started watching ER. Okay, and I saw some
young George Clooney.
But also old George Clooney is also like as attractive or more. I think some of the women specifically, they look like they have had some surgeries or done or some things or whatever. And so I'm like, I feel like if they looked older, if their skin was a little bit more like wrinkled up and they had like lots of gray hair, I'd be like, they're attractive.
Oh my gosh. Well, maybe. I like gray hair on women.
Yeah. I love gray hair so much. I love when they look old. There's something wrong with me.
Pitt used to be attractive. I know. Everyone was crazy about Brad Pitt back in the day.
Yeah. What's his name? George Stamos? Is that his name? That's his name.
Oh yeah, George Stamos used to. Yeah,
but
he was really pretty.
He's really attractive now. He just popped up on my TV. Hello. Yeah. Anyway,
this is a funny thing. It's so subjective.
Yeah. For sure.
And I like that Mika's like, you know what? Looks don't matter. I'm not attracted to people's looks. I'm attracted to their personalities, I guess. That's good.
And that's a good thing. Yeah, like you're saying.
That's ideally, I think, where we all want to be, right?
Yeah. You can let her in, Dad. Sorry. She's crying a bit. I know. I just didn't want to get on. Thank you. Sorry about that. My cat was crying. My dad let her in. His name's John.
To be clear, like I'm talking romantic relationships too. I'm not talking about friends or colleagues or about people that you like are ultimately going to have to sleep with.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They have to be attractive.
I mean, friends going, oh, I'm probably not going to be friends with them because like they part their hair down the middle or something, right?
No. And I think friendships are more about the personality. Friendships are all about the personality of the person because you're friends with them. I think romantic partners are, but if you're more talking about physical, then we're more talking, at least, right? Generally, you're more talking about the physical, but from a lifelong partnership, there has to be, I would assume for most people, both, but, for some people, I think I have to leave.
Yeah, I'm sorry I got us off on this. I just wanted to, like, because it bothers me that my reaction when I read that he's attractive and she's dowdy, it was like, oh, well then, because who would ever marry a dowdy woman? That's all I wanted to say, is this idea that, oh, there's something wrong with their relationship because no one in their right mind would marry a dowdy woman. And I don't like that. I don't like that is there. Why they can't just be equally attractive.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't have a problem that I think that immediately, because I thought the same thing. I thought, why'd he marry her? Like, why'd he marry her then? But I think that in the context of, if you're talking about a relationship only in that, I think that makes sense. But you shouldn't be talking about that with like just the conversation in general. Oh, he's more attractive. It's like, why is that important? Why are we talking about that right now? But if we're talking about it, then let's I'm gonna keep getting into it. So I don't have a problem with I felt that, but okay. So I guess we're not gonna be reading more today. That's okay.
We got 5 chapters. 4 chapters. We got 4 chapters and a prologue.
Yeah. 4 chapters down. God knows how many to go. Okay, so I mean we're gonna meet back on Wednesday, right?
We'll pick back up on Wednesday. Yeah. We'll start at chapter 5 on Wednesday.
Sounds good. Yeah.
And
Okay.
we'll go. We'll figure this out. What's happening in this book.
Yes. For sure. Okay. Sounds good. It was really fun. I'm glad to catch up with you guys. Glad to catch up with you, Vivian, and see you again.
No.
Yeah. Okay. I'm excited for Wednesday. I'll see you all then. Okay.
All right. See you.
Have a nice night. Bye-bye. Bye.